guys, it's Kelly and today I've got another swatch review for you. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on new videos, and let's get started. So today's video is a really exciting one. I'm partnering up with KBShimmer to show you guys their brand new Enchanted Forest collection. KBShimmer is actually one of the first indie brands I ever used, and this is actually, I think, my first swatch review of KBShimmer polishes. So if you guys haven't heard of KBShimmer before, they are an independent nail polish brand based in the US. They are fave-free, meaning they are free of 5 of the dangerous chemicals that are often found in nail polish. They are vegan and they are cruelty-free. So they just came out with their Enchanted Forest collection, which actually consists of 9 brand new nail polishes. They are all stunning. One of them is actually a tri-thermal color changing polish, so very excited about that one. That's actually what I'm wearing right now. But yeah, we'll talk about that, and then we'll talk about pricing, availability, and some extra stuff that they have on their website that I think is very important to mention. So yeah, let me just get started with the swatches. So roll footage. So as always, I'm using base coat underneath all of my swatches just to protect my natural nail and prevent any stains. Today I'm using the KBShimmer Fillin' Groovy Ridge Filling Base Coat. So we'll start off with this first shade, which is called Branching Out, and this is actually a tri-thermal. This is what I'm wearing in the intro and outro to this video. So this one is quite a doozy, let me tell you. So the base color starts off when it's really cold as a super blue toned purple. When it's kind of medium warm, it shifts into a dusty slate blue, and then when it is very warm, it's a very minty light blue shade. And then in addition to all that exciting color changing base, we also have these multichromatic flakes running throughout, and they shift from gold to green to like a turquoisey blue shade. So here it is in 2 coats. In my original swatch, as you can see, I was pretty cold, but I am going to show you guys some of the color changing as well. The formula was so easy and workable, and I was actually really impressed with this one too, because removal just was as easy as a normal nail polish. It didn't feel like I was trying to remove difficult glitters on my nails. So if that is a hesitation for you, don't worry, this one was actually pretty easy removal. So here's a little peek at the color changing. On the left side I have warm water, and on the right side I have cold water, so you can kind of see how that shift goes. So when I am first dipping my nail into the water, you can see the 2 main colors that it shifts into, but as it starts to get a little colder, because my room was cold when I was swatching this, you can start to see that medium color coming through, which is that really lovely slate blue kind of color. So this one was just so cool. Let me tell you, I was actually really sad to remove this. I ended up wearing it actually for about a week, which I almost never do with nail polish. I usually change my manicure twice a week, but it just felt like it was always something new, and I always love wearing color changing nail polishes because I love seeing which of my nails are warm and which of my nails are cold, because it seems like it always kind of changes. So next up we have the shade Mist Me, which is a really gorgeous periwinkle blue base, and then inside that base we have a really gorgeous shimmer, and it's actually pretty shifty. So head on it looks kind of coppery, but then when you move your hand around it almost looks like a warmer gold. And then we also have a linear holographic shimmer running throughout. So all of these polishes honestly had so much packed into them that there were just so many layers. I wasn't expecting so much depth to each polish, but really you could see all of the love that was put into each shade. I mean, everything just looked so beautiful on the nails, and again, the formula was incredible. I ended up doing 2 coats for full opacity, but it was basically opaque in one. I just wanted to get a little bit more of that shimmery depth to it. So it's always easier to show hollow when it's actually out of focus, so you can see the area near my cuticle is how shimmery the whole nail is, but I did want to have some of the nail in focus so you could see some of that coppery shimmer as well. Next up we have the shade Dawn to Earth, and this one is a really gorgeous bright primary blue jelly that has, again, we have this really interesting shifty shimmer running throughout. So head on it looks like a copper into a pink, and then around the edges it actually shifts into a gold and then even into a green. So as you can see on the first coat it was super light. I ended up doing 2 coats for full coverage on me, but if you do want to build up the depth of color on that, you can always do a third, or you can always put on 1 coat of this over a similar blue base. Personally, I thought it looked perfect in the 2 coats. You could really see that gorgeous shimmer, and the blue just felt so light and bright. I don't know, it just really made me want some warmth and sunshine. Next up we have the shade Hidden Potential, which is very aptly named because oh my gosh, this polish is actually insane. It actually looks different in in every single lighting situation because basically, I mean, there's a lot going on here, but at its core, it's kind of a violet jelly that has a multi-chrome shimmer running throughout. So I'm showing you guys this in direct lighting, but when you're in indirect lighting, this polish looks completely different. So we've got this incredible multi-chromatic shimmer in it. So it shifts from pink to gold to green to blue, and within that almost purpley pinky base, it just looks so intense on the nails. I'm actually really excited to wear this one and just play around with different lighting because this one is very, very unique. Next up, we have the shade No Illusions, and this one is a true multichrome. So this one, head on, it looks like a teal, aqua turquoise kind of color, and then around the edges it shifts into purple, into pink, into gold, and then even a little bit of green at the edges. So definitely difficult to show off multichromes, but I did try to use two different lightings so you could see at least two of the shifts there. So as you can see, head on we've got that turquoisey color, and then off to the side we have this vibrant purple shade, and it really just shifts even more than that. I was really impressed with the coverage of this because I find that a lot of multichromes tend to require 3 coats, but for this one it was a 2-coat full opacity for me, and I didn't need a black base coat or anything to make this polish really pop and look super deep on the nails. Next up, we have the shade I'd Pick You, and this one is described as a pastel orchid crelly, and then within that crelly we have again these really beautiful multi-chromatic flakes. So those shift from gold to copper to green, and then we even get a little bit of pink in there as well depending on the lighting. And I was actually really impressed with the coverage of this. I figured the first coat would be super sheer, but it ended up actually covering my visible nail line, which is extremely impressive for a crelly. So I did end up doing 2 coats for full coverage, and I got a lot of really nice depth with all of those flakies in there. This just feels like an elevated version of the perfect springy pastel pink shade. Like, oh my gosh, if all spring collections were like this, I would be so happy. Next up, we have this shade Amanita Moment. I think that's how you pronounce it. It actually might be Amanita based on this pun here, but I'm not entirely sure. I do know, however, that that word, however you pronounce it, is the genus of over 600 mushrooms, fun fact. But it's a very clever name. So this one is a really soft sage green crelly, and this one also has some color shifting flakes running throughout. So they kind of shift from pinky to copper to gold to green. But then in addition to that, we also have a shimmer running throughout that's the same color shift in there. So it's kind of, again, that like double layered situation where it looks so gorgeous. I loved it in 2 coats. You can always build this up for deeper color if you want, but I think it looks perfect in 2. Next up, we have the shade What the Fudge, which is described as a milk chocolate cream polish with a slight warm tone to it. So I believe this was actually the first time I've ever tried a cream from KBShimmer, and I wasn't sure how it would be, although based on the rest of the polishes that I had tried, I figured it was going to be pretty good, but I was actually really impressed with it. I ended up getting 2 coat coverage. The polish itself was super self-leveling, and it gave me such nice even coverage and looked really beautiful on. I honestly feel like this is a really great neutral brown shade, and it definitely could be an any time of year color. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm definitely going to be using it for nail art. I was very impressed with this. Looking forward to trying more KBShimmer creams for sure. And last but definitely not least, we have the shade Frequent Flyer. This was actually the one that I was the most excited about when I saw all of the polishes because wow, I don't even know how to describe this one. It basically just looks like a pearl. It's got every single color of iridescent shimmer in there, and it just looks so, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like ethereal. I don't know. I'm doing a terrible job so far. Let me start telling you the colors that I see in here. So looking head on at it, I see like a yellowish golden to green shimmer, but then shifting around and moving my hand, I see a lot more pinky, purpley blue tones in there. So it really depends on how you're looking at it. There is a little bit of visible nail line when you wear it on its own. I thought it looked gorgeous in 2 coats, but I was also really curious to see what it looked like as a topper. So here it is, 1 coat over What the Fudge, and this way you can really see a lot of that yellowish green coming through, and I thought this looked absolutely gorgeous. I can't decide if I like it better on its own or over another color, and I have a feeling that it would would look gorgeous over any color, but especially over these deeper colors where you can kind of see that yellowy color come through. Just looks absolutely stunning. Oh my gosh, I feel like, wow, looking at this swatch now, I think I'm gonna have to do this as my next manicure because this is stunning. So here are all of the polishes together. Honestly, I feel like the screenshot doesn't really do these justice because they all look so alive and multi-dimensional on the nails when you're moving your hand around, but overall just an absolutely stunning collection. There was so much depth to each polish and I felt like there was so much extra in there that just made the polish feel so much more special and unique and very different from other shades that I have in my collection. So overall, extremely impressed. I don't think there's even one shade that I don't like in here. And I know I'm generally pretty positive when it comes to nail polish reviews, but personally, I like to just explain to you guys the quality and the color, and I try not to give my personal opinion on the color unless it's something that I really like. But in this case, honestly, I personally love all of these colors, so I feel like that's pretty impressive. So those are the polishes, and let me just tell you, if you couldn't already tell from my review, I am totally enamored with these. I have 100% fallen back in love with KBShimmer. I feel like everything they do is just so indie style. It's like that unique, interesting combination that you just really can't find from other brands, and everything that they've done is just so visually interesting, and not to mention the formulas are incredible too. So yeah, overall, absolutely loving all of these. Honestly, I can't even pick a favorite. So yeah, all of these polishes come in 15 milliliter bottles, and with the exception of the brown cream, they retail for $11 USD on the KBShimmer website. The brown cream actually retails for $10 USD. They do have some other crazy stuff. Before you make your KBShimmer purchase, let me tell you these few things. So all of the KBShimmer base and top coats, I believe, retail for $6 USD for their 15 milliliter bottles, which is a crazy deal. I absolutely love their Clearly on Top quick dry top coat. It's 2-free and it does dry super fast. There's no shrinkage. It was actually one of the first top coats that I ever used that was actually a quick dry, and I used to buy it in bulk. They do sell bulk refills, so I'll link all of that down in the description if you guys want to check it out. One other exciting thing that I noticed is they actually sell their rounded flat brushes for 11 cents each, so technically they can only guarantee that those brushes fit in their polishes, but they do have instructions for how to remove a brush and insert that brush into another brand's cap. So if you really love the round flat brush, that's by far the cheapest round flat brush I've ever found, and it's so beginner friendly just because of that curved edge. It just makes it super easy to work with. I think they also actually have a flat edge one if you're into that. They also sell a 4-ounce bottle of nail polish thinner for $6.50 USD, and this one only has the butyl acetate and the ethyl acetate, so I believe that also constitutes as being 10 free. So yeah, that's super awesome, and that is a lot of thinner for your money, so that's a super good deal. I'm just going on a whole rant here, don't mind me, but one last thing I want to talk about is their cleanup brush, because this is honestly so much better than the cleanup brush I use. I always use the e.l.f. cleanup brush, which is like $1 or $2, but they fall apart pretty quickly. This one is so much thinner and it's so much higher quality. I haven't used it for very long, but I do think this is gonna last significantly longer, so I'm very excited about that. This retails for $8 USD on the website. Oh my gosh, do these little gems move? No, they don't. Actually, do they? They do! Huh. Anyway, so that is a whole rant to tell you guys that when I went on the KBShimmer website, I was just freaking out with excitement because I just like remembered my love for this brand. I remembered how much I love their treatments, like their base and top coats. And it also, I don't know why, but it just like gave me this like huge rush of nostalgia. Like, I know it's been a while since I first got started with nail polish, and obviously my love for it has only grown, but it just kind of brought me back to like the simpler times when I was just like blogging and I would just get so excited about the new KBShimmer releases. So I don't know, this is just a really fun trip down memory lane, but also it just reminded me why I have always loved this brand. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Kind of went on a whole rant here, but it's okay because, you know, that's what we're here for. So I would love to hear from you guys. What do you think of this collection? Are you planning on picking any of them up or have you already? Let me know in the comments. We can chat about it. If you enjoy my swatch and review videos, please give this one a thumbs up. It lets me know I'm doing a good job. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I put out new videos every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. And that is it. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Today's fun fact question comes from Patreon supporter Laura, and Laura says, I've heard disco fries are a thing in New Jersey. Do you have a favorite kind of disco fry? So if you guys haven't heard of disco fries before, I feel like it's basically just a variation on poutine. So it's French fries with cheese and then gravy on top. And yes, that is very much a thing in New Jersey. In fact, until I got this fun fact question, I didn't realize that that wasn't an everywhere thing. So yeah, actually, specifically in college a lot, I used to always go to the diner by my college and get disco fries. I feel like diners aren't really that much of a thing. Like, I know there are diner chains, but I feel like outside of New Jersey, like there are diners everywhere here. And I feel like that's not really a thing outside of New Jersey. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, I might be wrong about this too, because everywhere that I go, disco fries are the same. I didn't actually realize there were variations. Now I don't eat dairy anymore, so when I do get disco fries, I get them without cheese, which is sad. But if I were a dairy eating person, I'd say the best ideal combo would be the fries, regular fries, mozzarella cheese, and then beef gravy on top. I think that's like the standard combo. I'm not opposed to waffle fries, but like I'm not into waffle fries. Like, oh, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll eat any kind of fry. If you put a French fry in front of me, I will eat it. I'm like a seagull in that sense. But so yeah, I guess standard disco fries. Although at the moment in real life, I would say I have to either make them myself with vegan cheese or I just get French fries and gravy, which I feel like has to be a pretty normal national thing, right? Because that's just basically fried potatoes with gravy and it's delicious. Anyway, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.